The MGM Grand in Las Vegas is arguably one of the most famous hotels on Earth, and it boasts more square footage and amenities than some international airports. During the time it's been on the Strip, the Grand has become a Las Vegas staple, during which time it had to, I shit you not, folks at home, remove a giant lion from its entrance that scared away Asian people.
I'm very confused about why it's specifically scaring away Asian people.
And why do they have a giant lion there as well? So I should clarify why there was a giant lion outside the MGM Grand. And for anyone out there who's thinking, MGM, that sounds familiar. Yes, the Grand does have something to do with MGM, the movie studio. They're owned by the same parent company, but they have a hotel and casino wing and then a movie studio wing. And many, many years ago, the parent company splintered those two things off into distinct, separate corporate entities for reasons that are boring and neither of us are qualified to talk about. So instead, let's talk about how strong the gimmick of just having a big-ass lion on your logo is. And there probably are a couple of movie studio title cards that people would remember, but that MGM one is it's the OG. It's been around for so long. They had it in black and white. You know it's old when they originally used to do it in black and white. And for anyone curious, yes, that's a real lion. They actually did record it just roaring into a camera. And Lucas, would you like to hazard a guess at what that lion's name was? And I'll give you a clue. It's the most generic name you can think of for a lion.
They didn't just call it lion, did they?
No, Leo. Leo the lion.
Oh, goddamn.
So if anyone's ever wondered, does the lion from the MGM logo have a name? Yes, it does. It's called Leo. That reminds me a little bit of the cornflakes rooster. According to Kellogg's, that rooster's name is Cornelius. Cornelius, the cornflakes rooster. And in that vein, Lucas, is there any branding that you want to give big props to as being especially memorable or interesting or cool?
Well, the moment you said that, I thought of Terry the Tiger.
Terry? Don't you mean Tony?
Is it Tony?
Is it?
Well, I guess it wasn't as memorable as I thought then.
Lucas confirmed for only eating the Aldi knockoff Frosties.
Oh, yeah.
Terrence the Tiger. Terry the Tiger, they're okay. Oh, we're not redoing it. That moment's too perfect. Oh, that's fantastic. That's actually put a tear in my eye a little bit. So, yeah, there's no branding stronger than the branding of Terry the Tiger. And I'm like, who the fuck's Terry? I don't know who's going to edit this one. Can we just get a really bad clip art tiger behind us? And just put it onto a box of Frosties? Just Terry the Tiger.
And just put they're okay.
They're okay. No, Lucas. They'll do. They'll fucking... Oh! And as much as I hate to say this, we need to move away for a moment from Terrence the Tiger to discuss the MGM Grand, the casino in Las Vegas, which, similar to its parent company MGM, incorporated a lion motif into virtually every aspect of the casino, up to and including having an actual real-life lion enclosure on the casino floor behind glass, in which they put lions supposedly descended from the original Leo.
What the actual fuck is wrong with people?
No, what is wrong with Las Vegas? Las Vegas, they had just giant lions everywhere. The lion motif was incorporated into almost every aspect of the casino, which brings us to the topic of today's video, the giant lion that scared away Asian people. Because for many, many years, the MGM Grand had a giant fiberglass lion outside of the casino through which you would walk to enter it. And Lucas, you've not seen the lion yet, have you?
I haven't, no.
And when you first see this lion, does it or does it not look like something out of Power Rangers?
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, my God. No. Oh, no. It looks like the really bad CG in the fucking Power Rangers movie.
It does, doesn't it? It's just a giant lion. He looks so shit. It's just a really shit fiberglass lion that costs millions of dollars.
It does look like the lion's own, and I'm just not sure what's wrong with this poor angular lion.
This angular lion. Do you know what? He'd be great mates with Terry.
He would be.
It looks so shit, doesn't it? It looks terrible, but for many years, that was one of the biggest, most prominent things about the casino. It's one of the huge draws of the casino for tourists, because they go, oh, look, it's the MGM casino. There's the giant lion. the lion is awesome. And you'd walk through its mouth to get into the casino. And as I said, it was a huge draw for tourists, with the exception of Asian tourists who ran away in droves.
So why on earth were these tourists afraid of just a giant, like, horrible lion sword?
The thing is that I look at it and go, I can see why people would be scared of that. Because it just doesn't, like, to me, say quality. And the story goes that grand executives were baffled when they started looking at numbers related to their demographics that showed that their casino was popular with people across all demographics, with the exception of Asian high rollers, which were one of the key demographics casinos wanted to appeal to, because why would you not want Asian high rollers in your casino? And they hired experts on Asian culture and feng shui and asked them, what the fuck is going on? Why can't we get Asian people through the door? And these experts turned up, and second one went, it's the lion. I'm guessing, Lucas, you're like, why did they need to get rid of the lion? Is going through your head right now, right?
Yeah, other than the fact it looks like an atrocity, I don't understand.
Well, according to these experts, it is believed to be bad luck in some Asian cultures to pass through the jaws of a lion. And as I mentioned, the only way to get into the casino was to generally enter through the jaws of this giant, just atrocious-looking lion. And as a result, many Asian gamblers stayed away. And for anyone out there who's thinking, that's stupid, have you ever met a gambler? They are some of the most superstitious motherfuckers on the planet. It's just that these particular gamblers had millions of dollars that the casino wanted, so the casino was willing to, just cater to their demands because it meant that they could get them through the door.
Where does the superstition come from? No, you shouldn't walk through the jaws of giant lion statues.
I don't know, where do most superstitions come from? Why is it unlucky to walk under a ladder? Superstitions by their nature are irrational, but they are something that big companies will actively keep in mind when they are creating products and or services. For example, the number 13, widely considered unlucky in a lot of cultures. And if anyone out there has ever been to a hotel, you might notice that they don't generally have a floor 13, or in some cases a room 13. And the rooms will instead go from 12 to 14. And that's because many years ago, hotel owners realised that people just refuse to stay on the 13th floor because of this superstition. Facts like that are often misconstrued as the hotel owners themselves being superstitious. It's not, it's just that they looked at the numbers and saw that a certain percentage of people just refused to stay on floor 13 or in room 13 on principle. And they just did a quick cost analysis calculation and worked out it'd be cheaper to just change the signs to their hotel so it no longer had a floor 13 so that those superstitious people would stay in them. And so that's just something I want people to keep in mind if they want to go to the comments and go, oh, these stupid superstitious people. It's like, no, there are many superstitions out there that are catered to by massive monolithic corporations because they want your money. They don't care about the superstition themselves, they care about the fact that you care about them and won't spend your money because of it. In this particular case, the irrational superstition was costing the MGM Grand potentially millions of dollars in lost revenue because Asian high rollers would not walk through those doors. So what they did is, at great expense to themselves, demolished the lion in a very publicised refurbishing and reimagining of the facade of the building, which included tearing down that atrocious shit-looking lion and replacing it instead with a more muted symbol of the company, which is a big lion statue that stood away from the path as advised by feng shui experts and people who were experts on Asian culture and superstitions, I guess. And that is fucking hilarious, isn't it?
Hilarious and completely understandable from the side of the casino who are losing out on a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and for anyone who's wondering, after they remove that lion, Asian people walk through the door. Because, it's a superstition, and superstitions don't make sense. And gamblers' superstitions especially don't make sense. And I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who've experienced that moment of meeting somebody who thinks they've got a system, or there's something that they do that will influence the odds. And whilst the removal of the giant fiberglass lion from the Grand was one of the most publicised things a giant casino did in Las Vegas to encourage Asian gamblers in, there are a couple of other stories that are equally as ridiculous, if smaller scale.
What other examples are there then? I'm confused, I'm curious.
Well, you have the Mirage Casino, which had a room specifically set aside for high rollers, which again, just Asian gamblers would not set foot in. And the Mirage were baffled, why won't Asian people come into this room? It's specifically for high rollers. We can get high rollers through the door, we just can't get them into that room. And they brought in the same experts that the Grand did, and they took one look at the room for high rollers and went, it's books, you've got books here. Because for anyone curious, the Mirage at that time had their high roller room look like a library. And these experts told them, look, As stupid as it's going to sound, the word for book in Chinese sounds suspiciously like the word loss. So library, which in Chinese roughly translates to room of books, sounds like room of loss. And the Mirage executives were like, that's ridiculous. And it sounds ridiculous, but these are superstitious gamblers. You must know that gamblers have superstitions. Like, yeah, we do. And they removed those books, according to one source, within the hour. And after they did, people started walking through the door. And you can say it's ridiculous, you can say it's stupid, but these are superstitious gamblers we're talking about. It's just that these gamblers have to have millions of dollars that the casino wanted, so they were willing to, give in to these demands. And that, to me, is fucking hilarious.